As a kid growing up, my mom would always give me great advice, great lessons, stories. She would always give me jewels that honestly at the time I didn't understand. But as I got older, most of what my mom, if not everything she told me, made sense, and I knew that it was meant for her to tell me these things growing up. And one of the things that she would always stress was not to be accessible to people all the time. She would always say that, don't be accessible to people all the time. And now that I'm older, I see that as a problem, especially with people's productivity, and especially with cell phones. And then, back in the day, we didn't have cell phones. So we just had, little rotary phones at home, and she was telling me that. And I remember one time she explained it, and she said, you don't have to answer the phone every time someone calls you. And this was, with home phones. So, those were jewels being planted in me. And now that I'm older, I see the value in what she was saying. And I see how that causes a lack of production. And when you say don't be accessible to everyone every time, what that means is you don't have to answer or respond every time someone calls you, every time someone interrupts you, every time someone disrupts your day. And we all fall into that trap, and we've all been, a victim of it. But basically, when we wake up, we go about our day. We have goals, we have objectives, we have things we want to do. And within that first hour, not only the phone, but we can be disrupted by what's on TV, someone on our way to work, after we get to work, there's always someone to disrupt you and kind of to throw you off your path. And not that it's done on purpose, but, people want to talk, people love to talk, people love to tell stories, people love to converse, and we need that. But when it's disrupting your productivity, that's a different story. We get to work, and this happens a lot in corporate America. People be surprised, but how many times does someone come to your office or come to your cubicle, girl, you know what happened yesterday? Or let me tell you what happened. Or you know what happened to so-and-so? Did you see what happened on the news? What do you think about this? And it happens so much during the day that it just disrupts our focus, Let alone, of course, we all have the cell phones and we have people calling. And even on top of that, forget about the phone calls. We have videos, we have social media, we have, people posting things popping up, texts on our phones, and it disrupts everything. And when we open to that, when we look at videos, when we look at texts, we are being accessible every time to everyone. And I wanted to slow that down on purpose. Whenever we allow ourselves to be disruptive, we are being accessible to everyone, every time. And it will disrupt you. And I've seen it just disrupt people's productivity. It throws them off. If they had to get a project done, they're thrown off for hours or disrupted, and they have to get back to it. Or, I forgot I had to do that. And it's basically because something or someone, mostly someone, disrupted you when you were supposed to be focused. So don't be accessible to everyone every time. You don't have to answer the phone every time it rings. You don't have to look at your phone every time. When someone comes to speak to you, let them know, okay, I have to get this work done. I have to get this completed. I'm supposed to go here. I'm supposed to do this. Let them know. One thing that's good to do is just, keep a schedule. An amount of time. Take out some time. Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours in a day that I will not be disrupted. I will not. I will put my phone away. I will close my door. Just like in hotels, do not disturb. I will put a do not disturb sign in my office and just let people know this is my time to focus. This is my time to be productive. You know, and especially even when we get off of work. We get off of work and we get home, and the first thing we do is either the TV on the couch, or it's our phones. And again, we're being accessible, you know. And you know, when you get home, that's your time. You know, of course, if we have kids and everything, we have responsibilities. But when you get home, that's your time. You set out some time, especially when, you know, when we want to be productive, when we want to improve our lives, when we want to stay on course. Being accessible to everybody will just disrupt your focus, disrupt your goals, disrupt your mindset. So you want to keep a positive mindset. You want to keep moving forward. You don't want to be in a rat race. And a lot of times people unconsciously fall into the rat race because they're accessible to everyone and everything. All right? So be mindful. Be steadfast. Keep your goals. You have to protect your goals. You have to guard your goals. All right? And one of the things is blocking out distractions. Just because someone calls you don't mean you're obligated to answer. Get back with them later. Okay? Just because someone told you to watch something on TV or you know, Netflix, and you're streaming, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there tomorrow. It's gonna be there in the weekend. Put out the work first. Get your work done. Protect your goals. You don't have to be accessible to everyone. All right? Stop doing that. All right? Get out there. Make your plan. Move forward. All right? And block all the distractions. And tell everybody you'll get with them later. Because you're not done.